Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to yet another episode of Rome Reborn here. I would like to do some different things in this episode, but first, let me go ahead and thank the channel members. Thank you to Tyler, Tobias, Walter, Moses, and Jared. Thank you guys so much. I think it is now time that we actually attempt to take power within the Empire. We are one of the most powerful clans, I would say, if not the most powerful clan. We definitely are up there in terms of influence, and I think we could create a faction. So this is where maybe joining this faction could be a thing here too. We could also create a new faction. I actually want to try that. It will form a new kingdom. Yeah, I can only have one abdication faction, unfortunately. We'll have to see. Yeah, they're only 600 power. We would have to just secede. So if we seceded from the Roman Empire, it probably would not go well. Empress would almost certainly be instantly taken. The real big problem within the kingdom, though, is the policies. Debasement of currency is actually killing the playthrough right now. It is very much just killing the playthrough. We can't get this passed, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm gonna keep continuing to do what I am doing now for at least another few episodes, but if nothing changes, I think Rome may have a little bit of an expedition on to British soil, and we may have to reform the empire like we did in the first Rome series, except this time we would be going for a world conquest, not a not just a Carthage conquest. As the Carthage oh my words are hard. But the Carthage conquest did last about 15 episodes or 10 episodes after we did pivot. I think it was 10. Yeah, because 25 episodes. We pivoted at episode 15. Yeah, 10 episodes there. But I think a world conquest would last a lot longer than that. And we may transplant the empire somewhere else. I'm not exactly sure yet. We may start in Spain. That might be an easier way to do it. Could also start in Carthage again. That would be kind of interesting, I think. Although I do think where I'm at right now would be a decent place to start. I mean, Regea is getting pretty old. So we may be able to just wait for her to die. Yeah, she's 48. Most clan or most leaders tend to die when they're in their 50s. So we could try to wait for that to take place here. Yeah, see, died at 50. Yeah, died at 50. Died at 35. Let's see here. Baldemos of the Brutus. Yeah, that was my my father. Let's see here. Yeah, died at age 60. Yeah, died of natural causes. So it does seem to be that that some of these people do die in their late 50s. I'm not sure if there's a way we could speed that up for Regea. I may just go into the game files and kill her off and start a war for succession. That may be the way to do it. I will test it out before actually saving the game, of course. But anyways, let's go ahead and roll right into this episode, ladies and gentlemen. We need to take on these guys here. Quite a few of our parties were taken out here. We actually have 0 parties right now. We need to institute these people leading parties immediately. That will be a need for sure. But in the meantime, I think that we can recruit some of these other parties here. I'm not going to take that 36. I will take that 45 and that 9. You know what? I will take 36 for 9. That's not a terrible deal at all. 24 for 57 is. 42 for 124 is. But we will form a small army here and see if we can go capture that castle up there. It is only going to be, let's see, 300 men, 400, 500, 600, around 670 men, I believe, if my math is correct, which it's usually not. But we will go ahead and replenish the army here, and we'll wait for Tyler and for Manutas to replenish their forces as well, and we'll get them back out on the battlefield. There's some coughing for you coughing enjoyers there. I have drastically upped the quality, by the way. I went from recording at 15,000 bitrate to recording at 25,000 bitrate, so it should make a big difference for you guys. I did do a little test video. I posted it in the Discord. It's an unlisted video. I'm going to delete it after like a week, but I wanted people to see the big difference in quality that it makes. I feel like it especially helps at night and when we're moving. Of course, we're getting like 20 FPS in the campaign map, which you don't really need FPS for the campaign map. But yes, regardless, we do want to travel over to these settlements here and recruit as many men as possible, especially our own settlements. That definitely helps out a lot. And this is a really cheap army to maintain, as you can see. We are on our way to Clan Tier 5, though. I think Clan Tier 5 may be the tipping point for when we need to start going after this kind of stuff ourselves, and maybe thinking about leaving the kingdom. I personally think it'd be super awesome to do that again. Just this time, I would have it as a as the goal to be world conquest instead. We are still waiting for a party of 44 to arrive here. We can head over to Norea. We don't have super good loyalty or anything there, but I don't think a uprising is going to occur. Yeah, I mean, the loyalty's going up. We can always dump some more money in there. And we did, oh yeah, we need to rebuild this place. That's for sure. We can't do that while we're in an army, so we'll just go ahead and make a few upgrades while we're here. Yeah, we'll drop these upgrades in the queue there. It does have level 3 walls, which is really nice. That helps out a lot when it comes to sieges for sure. We'll keep going around these towns waiting for that army's pretty small up there, and looks like they're in a fight right now. Looks like they're about to lose. That would not be ideal. We are like barely winning the war, by the way, with the Swaby. So if that army loses, that's going to make a big difference because they're going to have some captives there. We're just amassing the force right now, though, waiting for this one party to come in here. And we're letting people recruit some more troops here. Okay, they did actually end up taking it, I think. Yeah, they did end up taking it. That's nice. Very good. I think some of these guys are already actually maxed out. I mean, we'll have like 660 here, so that's not too bad. I think the next castle we're gonna go for is this one over here. So yeah, they did actually lose that. Oh, a kink is being besieged. All right, 954. We can take that on. How many defenders here in a kink? 267. Yeah, that's gonna be plenty in order to take on. We'll just wait till they start the actual battle here, and then we'll head in and defeat them. We definitely want to make sure all of our guys are maxed out. We definitely want as many horsemen and archers as we can have right now, as dealing with these Swaby is sometimes a bit of a pain in the ass due to the amount of cavalry that they tend to bring. They I don't know where they get all these horses from, but I would like to find out. Yes, we're gonna free Alea. And the reason being is because we need her to start a party. She just escaped captors right now though, so we are gonna have to wait just a bit here. No, I'm not gonna free your guy. Thank you for freeing my guy though. I appreciate that. We can bring in Tyler and him and you. We will wait for these people to come in here. 232 defenders. Yeah, the AI, they always lose so many in sieges, so you can just sit outside the castle, camp out, wait for the advantage to be in your favor. Usually I like to wait till it's down about to 100 defenders, because sometimes the AI just says, hey, you're down to 100 defenders. I'm gonna go ahead and just take this settlement off your hands here, which is kind of horseshit in my opinion. We'll put a point into endurance. That'll give us some riding skill and a little bit of athletics. And then we're going to put a point into one-handed. I know, no combat skills, guys. It's a late game campaign build. But let's see here. Okay, well that's gone. All right, so let's see. What are we down to? 168. We can wait a little bit longer to have a bigger advantage here. No, I'm not gonna free you. And then I'm going to sweep in here and fight this army, though. We're going to assault the siege camp, 796 versus 541. You can see how just waiting there for a few days helps out a ton. Now, of course, that will further deplete your garrison. So, can be a bit of a double-edged sword there. All right, let's go ahead and actually set up a proper force of velites here. There we go. 100 velites. I love it. That is a lot of velites. Although on the offense, they are not as good. I'm glad we have a lot of archers here too. We'll send the cavalry off to the left here. Looks like they do have 2 units of cav. Usually we like to deal with one of the units of cav, and then we figure the rest out here. All right, let's go into attack cam mode here. We are going to tell the velites to hold fire here. Usually they run away. Yeah, they are going to run away. Let's go and bring these guys up here, though. Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe they will not run. We'll have to see. Send the cav over here. Put the archers in loose formation and spread them out as far as they can there. Yeah, let's bring the footmen up to here, and we'll put the velites slightly behind that and move the archers up behind that. We'll see how it goes here. I think we have a armed trader of some kind there going behind us. I may have forgot to assign officers again. All right, well, looks like they're going to go for a cav charge. We'll go ahead and respond with one of our own. That looks like it's their jav cav, though. So that may not be the best idea for them. All right, we're going to shield wall up here and spread the shield wall out. We are going to put the velites in loose formation behind to deal with the guys trying to flank here. We're going to back the archers up just slightly. There we go. All right, and I will, I know when to deploy these guys here. Yep, looking good so far. Our cav is absolutely annihilating them. All right, we want to send in the infantry now. Did I thank the channel members? Thank you to Tyler, Tobias, Walter, Moses, and Jared. Thank you. Sorry about that if I did not do that. All right, time for velites to open up. And you'll see what happens here on the flanks. I will show you. They absolutely get annihilated as they are not facing their shields towards the velites. And you can see what happens there. The velites absolutely tear those guys apart. All right, let's go ahead and reform the cav here. And then we will tell them to charge the archers here. Looks like Septimus is all the way back here. All right, cav, go ahead and charge their archers here. We'll actually get involved here. The FPS is slightly lower on these new quality settings, but I feel like it makes up for it in the smoothness and clarity department. We do actually have a spear. Should probably use that. Although we do need to farm some one-handed skills, so maybe we could do that a little bit too. There we go. Get a little bit of that riding and one-handed skill there. Very nice. Looks like we have pretty much routed them already. They are going to have some reinforcements coming in down here on these sides. And I want to show you guys a little trick here. You can just push the velites up a couple of steps. They'll start picking up a few javelins, and then they can go to work. There we go. Want them to move up, not attack there. Gotta spam that command sometimes to get it to work. You can see Septimus here is absolutely covered in blood, though. All right, let's go after some of these archers again. Yeah, the Roman legions massacring these barbarian Swaby here. They are no match for us. Now, obviously, the gladius not the most ideal weapon for mounted combat for sure, but it does work. You just got to get really close to him. There you go, just like that, and we will charge everyone in order to inflict maximum casualties upon the enemy here. 79 influence there. Wow, that is a large amount of influence. 80 renown. Holy shit. I don't know why the fuck we're getting so much renown. Maybe it's because of the amount of lords we captured here. Oh yes, one thing I forgot to mention while recording the second part of the Sergio series, which is the last video that I actually recorded, the second part of the episode 20 after the crashes. I will no longer be doing premieres on the channel. And the reason is, and I'll announce it at the start of another video as well, so that everyone knows. But I will no longer be doing premieres on the channel, as the quality is so it's the same quality as a live stream, and that's not very good. I want my videos to be seen in their full glory, and some people were complaining about that. Let's get a few more of those nice, perfect cav there. Looks like we did drop below 300. We'll take that signifier for sure. We do have some space for some prisoners. I will take the high tier guys only. They do usually net you more influence when you trade them in. Very nice. Yeah, if we were to continue doing the premieres, it would have to be under very specific circumstances. Yeah, minus 25% shield damage is actually probably better for us than the standard of wrath. Usually the standard of wrath is the way to go, but in the RBM mod, shield damage fucking matters, man. It matters a lot. I probably shouldn't have myself on the velites formation when I do that, but I digress. Yeah, premieres basically, they show it a lower quality. It doesn't matter how much before you upload the video that you have the premiere, but it degrades the quality so much that I was not aware of that until I actually was watching one of the premieres, and it was a night battle, which doesn't happen too often, but often enough for me to notice. And when I did notice, I was like, wow, this looks awful. So I did a little test, and upping the quality on the OBS recording does help a lot, but I think what helps the most is just viewing the video as a regular video. So we will be doing that from now on instead of what we were doing. Let's go ahead and bank those prisoners out of kink here. We are about to win the war. I don't think we're gonna have enough time to go after that castle, unfortunately. We can go ahead and make an attempt at it, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah, we could try to go for that because they might not get the peace deal done fast enough. All right, let's try it here. Besiege the castle. All right, we're gonna build catapults and hope that is enough. Actually, we might just if we can get the siege camp up before they get that catapult up, then we will just assault the walls. because I have faith. Looks like they are going to get that catapult up first, though, unfortunately. They're actually going to get almost 2 catapults up. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. And if they do a peace offer, we're going to assault. Let's get ready to put the onagers away here, and we'll queue up a trebuchet. And actually, we'll probably queue up a few trebuchets here. I want to get this battle done, though, before the peace sets in. All right, let's move that to reserve, and we'll queue up some trebuchets here. We do have 2 onagers for the actual siege, but we will move those guys into reserve and fight it with... yeah, we're actually outpacing the influence that it costs us to maintain this army, which is very nice. Oh, a kink is being besieged, though. Man. Okay, here. We're going to lead an assault here. They have 2 catapults. That's not ideal. I don't think 1 trebuchet can break 2 catapults, but we will give it a go here. Let me actually move those to reserve here. We'll continue building that. I think a kink can hold out for a little bit. We will have to see, though. All right, and as that gets built, we're going to bring out the other 2 onagers. I just want to destroy their catapults, and if we can get the catapults down... Oh, nice. No, we're not going to do that. But it is being besieged over there. If we can take down... okay. Okay, yeah, looks like they did declare peace. They figured they were going to lose another settlement. I'm actually curious to see how big that there we go, Leah there. I really need to get more companions. I'm out of companion limit, though. I really need to hit clan tier 5. So we may head over to Barbarian Island in order to facilitate that. I'm curious to see how big of an army it was. There will be some lords streaming back this way, so we should be able to see. They might have gone the other way. Yeah, they probably went the other way. But anyways, we are doing pretty good so far. We got some upgrades here. Me for riding, which is really nice. Yeah, 10% hit points to the mounts in my party is pretty good. I'm going to take the loyalty, though. I don't think that really applies to me, but we will take it. And we'll see if we have any more levels to distribute, which we do on Mr. Tyler the Black there. Yeah, Aaliyah is fucking skyrocketing up in stewardship, which is really, really good. We'll head into a kink here. We'll manage the castle. Definitely need to upgrade the militia grounds here in the barracks. Fairgrounds for sure, as the loyalty is actually dropping. Trading fields is going to finish in 1 day, though, so we should be chilling there. Yeah, we really just need to get rid of debasement of currency. And I don't know how we're going to do that. Let's go look for some more policies. I think we did this in the last episode that increases settlement loyalty. Anything that will increase settlement loyalty where people will vote for it. I mean, we could try this. I don't think it's going to... Yeah, see, it's not going to get enacted. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I need to do something with a little bit of support. At least 10% of support, I think, is all we're going to need, though. Grant 20% more influence is really good. Prosperity. Party size. Imperial towns. That is actually pretty good. We need to find stuff that increases... Okay, that's going to increase security. We may be able to pass that. Yeah, increased security would be pretty fucking good. And we can... No, we can't pass it. Fuck, man. Dude, they're just hamstringing me left and right. They just... And we're going to get a shitload of influence back anyways, because we're getting 7.3 per day. But... yeah, it is really hard to do stuff when the kingdom does not want to cooperate. All right. Town loyalty is increased by 1 per day. Yeah. Dude, see, no one wants to fucking do this shit. It's really annoying. I have a great relationship with her. It's just this is hurting us so much. And it's not gonna fix itself. I mean, we could try for that too, but a lot of people are not gonna support that. We need something with a little bit of support that that is gonna help us. Bailiffs, that would help. 1 influence, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And I'm only gonna put 20 into there. Yeah, I don't care if we lose some relationship with her because she's not fucking helping us out whatsoever. All right, let's see here. What else can we enact here? Lose 1 militia per day. That's not exactly ideal. That's kind of counterproductive there. See, they want to vote for all this shit that just doesn't do good stuff for the kingdom. Yeah, we really just need magistrates to pass or like grain dole. Grain dole would be really good if we could get that to pass, but yeah, see, we're not able to. We're only able to bring it up to 38%. Unfortunately, I may have to download a mod to actually fix this, but a lot of these people are just voting. I don't know why they're voting the way they are because this is crippling their settlements. So, yeah, it's fucking them over more than anything else because I can kind of manage around it a bit, but yeah, no, it's not exactly easy to do. Anyways, we can that's why I'm thinking of starting my own kingdom. I'm not sure exactly where I'm gonna do it. Maybe down here, somewhere down here. That would be a good spot. Carthage had the best spot to start at, which is like down over here. There's basically nothing over there. We could also start on the like Greek peninsula over here. That would be a spot as well. But usually what happens is everyone just declares war on you. So I'm thinking of like just coming up here and starting a kingdom. It doesn't look like we can go up there, but it does look like we can go all the way over here. So we could find a spot somewhere up here that is quite barren and start our empire, especially up here. This looks like a really good spot to start a kingdom. I think that would be really cool. I'm not sure how we would work it into the lore. I'm not sure if it would be lore friendly at all. I don't think it would be. But we could conquer the Scandinavians here, the Kievan Rus people, quite easily. They are not a super strong faction. Yeah, they're a pretty weak faction, to be honest with you. The Swabi are still pretty strong. Everyone else is still decently strong. No one has really gained too much power besides us. We've really been reducing. Yeah, the Byzantine Empire is starting to gain a little bit of power, and we are they are paying tribute to us, which is very nice. That war was from a long time ago, though. Yeah, I think like that might be the place to start our own kingdom up here. I think that would be really cool. I don't know if we can though. I think this might be the edge of the map over here. Yeah, it looks like this is all walled off with mountains up here. I don't think they have anything up here yet. I think they haven't introduced that part of the map yet. Same thing with that up there. They have filled out pretty much every corner of the map. I mean, there are these towns here that are only reachable by sea. That might be a thought as well. And if not, I mean, I'm just gonna do the Roman invasion of Britain. I think that'll be cool. I think those are the options there for us, and I think fighting Britain might be a whole lot easier than fighting the Roman Empire right now. So we could restart the Roman Empire in Britain, and I think I may end up doing that if things do not turn around. Because like, yeah, and I'd have to build my own towns and stuff. I would start off with probably a few castles and stuff up there, like maybe a castle and a town, like right here. but we'll have to see. And I would have to use cheats to set that up, but well, I mean, not really, just teleporting over there. It's easier to do. Then we would give up all of our fiefs down here to the Romans, and we would just barter away our fiefs for money and move our empire up here to Ireland here, conquer all of Ireland, become the Lord of Ireland, then become the Lord of all of Britain. Then we would start making our way onto the European continent. Yeah, I think that would be a really, really cool idea. All right. Anyways, in the meantime, I think starting another war with the Swabi would be a good idea. Just not quite yet. We do have, let's see here, 2,000 out of 2,350 renown here. I think we're gonna head over to yeah, we'll head over to Genoa. We'll head over that way. Wait for the oh, looks like we are missing yep, we're missing a few optio. That is the problem. That is why we are not at capacity here. We're gonna stop off in Norea and we'll try to recruit some more of the regular troops in order to get back up to that full party size. There's one of the old guard guys there right there. Switch recruitment type and then recruit troops. They don't have anybody for us, unfortunately. Let me try to do that again. Okay, it looks like it only works in base towns, which is weird. We could try it over here though, at Maribor. Okay, yeah, we need to switch recruitment type. Okay, yeah, it looks like it only works in like base towns, or maybe only in certain towns. Interesting. I do need to get some more of those Aquila cohortales. Probably going over and no, we don't want to rebuild it there. Switch recruitment type and then maybe just leave the settlement and come back. No, okay, that's not working. That's kind of annoying. Okay, we'll go to Putavium here and we'll just pull them out of the garrison. That'll probably be the easiest way to do it. By the way, if you fail the main quest, nothing happens. We are like, let's see here. We are 508 days in. So not as far as we are in the Sergio series, which makes sense because we have much more stuff conquered there. We'll go to the keep, manage the garrison, and we'll pull out as many. Oh, there's actually an optio right there. I will take that for sure. That will increase the party size as well. Looks like they have recruited mostly our troops though there, which is interesting. Usually it's not that way. We will go ahead and swap around the recruitment type here and attempt to actually recruit. That is so weird. It's not actually switching the recruitment type, which is really, really annoying. I need some of those guys in my army just to pad out the army. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Aquila cohortales there, some Miles, some Tiro. Yeah, we'll fill up on these guys there. Finally, that actually worked. Jesus Christ. That took long enough. We'll head over to Brixia here and do the same thing as well. And now that we actually grabbed a few Aquila cohortales, we can actually upgrade with the optio there. Now we have 5 optio. We're missing a signifier and an aquilifer there as well. So that gives us a party size of 309. That's very good. And we'll have some of those guys on deck ready to upgrade. Let's go ahead and go to Castrum Parma here, and we'll donate all these elite troops that we have. All these elite prisoners, I mean. Go to the dungeon, donate all those prisoners there. That's going to get us 53 influence. That's pretty good. Definitely going to raise our charm skill and other things like that. Let's see, who has an upgrade? You of the Hills have an upgrade. Travel speed, I would say. Probably better. We'll head over to Genua, and then we will head down to Barbarian Island and see what kind of trouble we can get into. I remember clearing this out not too long ago, so there might not be too much there. It would be cool if we could just like kill Regea with an assassination. But we'd have to see. All right, let's go to Carlos here. Head over to Barbarian Island. Of course, Sardinia and Corsica, as they are actually named. But I fondly call it Barbarian Island because it seems that barbarians get stuck all over the island just like that there. And it actually looks like some pretty decent sized parties, which is always good. Gonna need to put another point into intelligence there in order to actually get her up to the limit. The learning limit is 200 there. Yeah, 50 plus intelligence and then 150 plus on skill focus. Let's see. She's already a pretty competent fighter. I think probably her maybe her throwing would be good, or her medicine skill. Because the higher the medicine skill, the better your survival chance, or the better the survival chance of your troops rather is in battle. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and clear out these barbarians here. I could just take a small elite party of Praetorians with me to go do that and drop these guys off in a castle somewhere. It might be in a thought. I might want to do that. Okay, it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to move these guys around at all, so we'll have to fight this in 2 separate battles. Usually the better the influence, the larger the battle like that. All right, let's do this one with just the Velites here. And it looks like we have to reorganize the force again. That's pretty standard for us, having to reorganize the force a lot. All right, right there. That's nope, one more. There we go. Nope, one more. Right? All right, that does not leave any. Yeah, no Velites here. It's just Quillifers. And they technically have shields. All right. We're going to go ahead and put the Velites out into one long line here. And I'll show you guys what they can do. We'll get some nice cinematic shots of this, of course, with the tactical camera. We'll go ahead and push those guys up here. We'll bring the infantry up behind just in case. Usually we don't need them, though. And we'll get a nice cinematic shot of the Velites firing into these barbarians here. Definitely need to shift them over a bit here. And we'll wait until they are in range here. Right around 60 is where I like to throw. I'm definitely going to farm a short or 2 out of this fight here. All right, right around 60 is generally where I like to throw. I'm going to wait till they get a bit closer here. All right, now we're going to fire at will here. And we'll get a nice view of this here. As you can see, the Velites throwing their javelins here into these barbarians, and they are absolutely destroying them. We'll go and pull back the Velites here. And we'll send these guys in to engage here. Send in the Roman infantry to cover the Velites' retreat here. The nice part about the Velites too is they do cover the flanks really, really well. And we'll go ahead and hop into this battle here. Why not? Let's go for it. Let's go for a couple of throws here. Okay, well, I missed that one. There we go. Farming some free throwing skill on this guy here. Now let's get some one-handed skill. Why not? Let's actually dismount for this. It's a little easier when you dismount. All right, very nice. Archers are taking out the rest of these guys. And that is going to be battle 1 there. That's only 24% or 24 influence, but 13 renown. That's a pretty good amount. That's basically more than you're going to get anywhere else. And I'm thinking of actually going ahead and dropping off some of these troops here and taking out the Praetorian bodyguard for a stroll. I think that'd be pretty cool. Now, of course, you don't want to do that and get captured. That would really suck. But I think it is a better way to farm Renown with just the Praetorian bodyguard and maybe the archers as well. So we'll go ahead and head back to one of our settlements here, and we'll drop off some of our troops, and we will do just that. Let's go back to the port of Carlos here, and we'll head back to the port of Massilia, or Epirus if possible. Yeah, the Praetorian bodyguard is pretty damn good, so I'm not too concerned or worried about this. Who did it say gained a level? Okay, you. There we go. And we'll drop a point into intelligence too, just to increase that as well. Looks like nobody else got any level ups. Nice. Bit of a slow-paced episode here, but sometimes it is just the way that it goes. Let's go to Genua, actually. Yeah, because Genua is all we can go to. And yeah, we'll go to Genua, then we'll head over to Putavium here. Okay. Marcia, you have... let's put it in endurance. Yeah, that would help. And endurance again to help with the athleticism. Nice. You've showed some prowess for cunning. That's not exactly what I would like you to show prowess in, though. Our little brother is going to come of age very soon. We can marry him off to someone, and that will bring someone else new into the clan. So we're actually getting 2 for 1 there. And that is very close to happening here. As we can see, we'll go to the clan screen. Our brother, Fasos, is last seen near Anacana here. We cannot, he's not available to do anything yet, is he? No, he's not eligible yet. He must be 18. He was, let's see here. He's 17. I don't think we know when he was born, but it is quite useful to get those family members off the rip, of course, because you get the extra person, you get the sister-in-law of your brother, and then you get another sister-in-law as well. Unfortunately, you do get a female, what do you call that? Sibling as well. And if you marry them off, they do actually leave your family. So that does suck. But they are a good commander in their own right. And they're generally better than the companions you're going to find running around the map. And also you have a limit on companion members, but not a limit on family members. So that is quite convenient as well. Let's go ahead and head over to Putavium here. And let me go to Putavium's party screen, and we will, yep, we're gonna max out the wage limit. Or sorry, yeah, we're gonna do unlimited wage limit so that when I drop these guys off, it doesn't just kick them out of the garrison, because that would kind of suck. Okay, let's go ahead and drop off everybody who is not bodyguard or archers. All right, you're bodyguard. You're technically bodyguard, but we're going to leave you behind. And then let me go pull all those, let's pull out like, I don't want those archers. I want the elite archers. Where are the elite archers? Trained, elite. Where are my elite archers at? Veteran archer auxilia. I think those are the top level. Yeah, I need to change that to elite and make this one veteran and make these guys trained, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and pull out, I don't know, 20, 25 or 30 maybe. Yeah, we'll do like 30. That gives us 60 troops. That is a sizable force for sure. We're going to be skirting around the map like crazy fast. We'll sell off our goods here at Putaviem, and then we will go bandit hunting. That should get us quite a bit more renown. We'll hang on to the standard of wrath there. We will get rid of everything that they can take. They actually can take quite a large amount. Holy shit. Yeah, let's go ahead and dump all that stuff off. Don't crash the game, please. Thank you. Okay, that is a bit too much. We are suffering from the hurting speed penalty right now, so we're gonna go ahead and sell off all of our Midlands Palfreys, all of our Chargers, and all of those guys. We're still suffering from the hurting penalty, so we will get rid of everything except for the Sumpter horses, I guess. Yeah, we need to get rid of some food as well. We have way too much food here. I know clicking is the slowest way to do this, but you know what? I'm just gonna do it this way. It's a bit easier. All right, that's plenty of food. We should no longer be suffering, yeah, as much of a hurting penalty. That's not too bad. They are still quite negative though, so maybe I should buy some expensive weapons here. And maybe some expensive armors. Yeah, they're over 1 million in debt to us right now. That's not exactly what I would call ideal. How about just the most expensive thing? We'll just buy back the most expensive shit until we are no longer until they are no longer negative. I mean, it's basically about half the equipment, unfortunately, but we don't really want to lose that much. That's gonna net us. What the fuck? I just turned into a Russian. That's gonna net us about 109,000 there. I think tax income's better personally, but that's just me. And let's go hunting some barbarian parties. Now we got to remember, we are only a party size of 62. We can probably take on a party size of around 100, but that will probably be all we can take on. We do need to be a bit careful as we head over to Genoa here, and we're going to go renown farming. We only need about 300 more renown. So that's like what, 10 battles, 30 renown apiece. Go to the port and let's head to Carlos, good old Barbarian Island. I'm not sure how many barbarians are actually down there, but we will go check it out nonetheless. 8 battle morale while defending is always better on non-aggressive characters, so aka the AI. Yep, still a couple of barbarian parties down there. Enough for us. We can go ahead and take these guys on. They will be no match for the elite Praetorian Guard, and I think it's really cool that we can actually just come and take out the Praetorian Guard here. 60 to 40 should be a decent start. It's still going to be a landslide in our favor, though. And let's see how the Praetorian Guard does. All right, Praetorian Guard. We'll go ahead and get rid of the other infantry formation here, and I'll put myself in command of them. All right, we have 30 elite Praetorian Guard here. We will go ahead and set them up in a shield wall, and we'll have them in a singular line. Very nice there. We have about 33 archers here. Go ahead and put these guys in loose formation here. Spread them out as much as possible, and we'll set them right behind the main formation here. We have the elite Praetorian Guard here. They look really, really sick. They are by far the best infantry in the game, bar none. We're gonna go ahead and tell them to hold the fire though, just like we do with the Velites here at the start. And we're gonna go ahead and actually dismount our horse here. We could back the archers up and put them up on this hill here. That'd probably be a bit better for them there. And we'll fight as the ruler of this clan. We will fight with our elite bodyguard here. I have handpicked 30 of the best men, or 29 of the best men, and I am the 30th man. Very cool indeed. We can set up in this shield wall with them. Looking awesome, man. Looking awesome. All right, they are right about 40 away, so we're gonna go ahead and have them throw their Pila here, and we'll see how effective these guys are with their Pila. Not as effective as the Velites, unfortunately. They do throw a bit short. But we will have them go ahead and engage here. Here we go, boys. Praetorian Guard incoming. And like I said, the most elite fighting force in the world. We shouldn't even lose a man here. But we're actually going to have to get involved in these fights, because if some of them go poorly, which I don't imagine too many of them will, but some of them may. And we have the archers there shooting at those guys. Very nice. I may make a noble, a Praetorian, like city guard archer or something like that. Would be kind of cool. Only 5 Renown there, unfortunately. Yeah, 5 is not going to cut it. We're going to have to definitely fight some larger opponents there. I didn't think that was going to net us such little Renown. I thought it would be like maybe 10. We'll go and leave all those guys though. Some Archer Auxilia upgrading there. Yeah, we'll take all their valuables for sure. We are almost 700,000 gold. I need to start spending this gold somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where I could spend it. I mean, I could do caravans, but I don't really want to send off any companions to lead those. It is quite unideal to do so. Why are we so slow? Okay, there we go. 30 is going to be too small. Maybe 100. Maybe 100 fight would do well. Yeah, 109 gladiator rebels. That sounds way more up my alley. And we're going to be outnumbered 109. We're going to be outnumbered by over 100 or by over 50 men here. 143 versus my party of 60 here. The archers are going to need to do some work on this one for sure. So let's bring the archers up here on the side of the hill here. We'll spread them out as much as possible here before the battle starts. And then we will go ahead and ready up here, and we're going to go ahead and stick the archers back up on this hill. That will do well for us here. We'll bring the Praetorian Guard back right there. And we'll set them up on this hill like so. That should be good for us. And we can actually stretch them across the hill here so that they're all the way spread out, and they will start shooting at these guys here. We have the elite Praetorian Guard here. We're going to put them in shield wall here. And we will spread them out as much as possible. And put the center of the formation here. I'm going to wait till a bit closer to tell them to fire this time. They were a bit off there. And you guys are not making a straight line at all. Okay. You're supposed to be the elite Praetorian Guard. You should be able to form a basic line. You know? There we go. That's a little bit better, guys. Nice job. And 143 versus 60 here. Let's see how the Praetorian Guard does. I don't even think we really need the archers, personally. The archers really aren't doing a whole lot. Looks like most of their shots are landing short. I'm actually going to go see what's happening here. I think 10 Praetorian Guard could probably take, maybe not this whole army. That's maybe too many, but a lot of these arrows are landing short. There we go. Now they're starting to hit something. I might need to give these archers better bows, but I feel like our infantry is already so much better that it's not really of consequence. Hold fire. Yeah, there you go. There's the volley. All right. Then you click fire at will, and then you click hold fire again. Watch this. You wait for them to start shooting, and then you click hold fire, and a bunch of arrows will come in. It's just a little trick there. Oh shit, they're actually... Alright, we'll tell them to fire at will though. Alright, right about 40 is where we engaged last time. Now we're at 30. Let's try shooting, oops, sorry. Fire at will. They should get one volley off here at least. Yeah, there we go. That's all we really needed. Engage here. They'll get a second volley off there. Very nice. Gotta have the Gladius getting involved in the combat here. Gladius in these shield walls is basically the best weapon you could possibly have. An all-around weapon, you definitely want to go for like a slashing weapon, but stabbing weapon is of course the most powerful weapon in the game in terms of RBM. Yeah, Praetorian Bodyguard is just fucking these guys up, man. They don't even know what to do. This guy's already running. We do have some Pelum here. Let's go and use those on these guys running away. Taking 2 in the back there is crazy. 3 in the back is even more wild. 4. He took 4 Pelum. He's got 4 Pelum sticking in him. That's crazy. All right, this should be a little bit more renown. Or yeah, 20 renown. That is a lot better than what we were getting before, for sure. So it looks like we just have to be outnumbered is basically the rule to gain renown. It doesn't even matter whether the battle is swayed in your favor or not. So yeah, it looks like just be outnumbered. That's pretty much the rule. I guess we could have brought the Velites along instead of the archers, as the archers are kind of shit. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's probably a better perk than anything. We've just now hit 100 one-handed though. That's crazy. We've been doing this series for almost 20 episodes at this point. That's insane. All right, let's go ahead and see if there's any other parties over here that are worth fighting. Not really appearing to be so. We are almost at 2100 renown, so that means 200 left. I may do some of this renown farming off camera, but for now we'll go ahead and finish off the episode doing the same thing we're doing. Let's go to Neapolis. Haven't been to Neapolis in a while. Time to check out what is going on over there. Yeah, but at Clan Tier 5, you really start to get into those really, really large party sizes. Vote for marshals. Is reduced by 1 per day. Yeah, I'm gonna vote for that. I actually put quite a bit of influence into that 60 there to gain some relationship there. And maybe we can vote for debasement of currency to go away. Nope, not quite. Doesn't really matter how good of a relationship you have. Ooh, you of the old guard. Maybe fight him in a naval battle. We haven't really fought any naval battles yet, have we? We'll go ahead and explore the rest of the Italian peninsula though, and we'll see if we can find any barbarian parties to take on. That would be good if we could find a nice large one. Maybe like 150 or like 200 almost would probably be a limit, I would say, for the Praetorian Guard to deal with. Yeah, that's good right there. All right, we are overburdened and we have a herding penalty. So that is what we are dealing with right now. We are still moving pretty quick though. Can make our way across the whole map pretty fast. Yeah, I would like to get Clan Tier 5 here pretty soon. I think I might end up doing some of it off camera, like I said, or if I didn't say, I will do some of it off camera. It is a bit tedious. But yeah, ever since reducing the amount of Barbarian, is there any other islands on here? I think islands are probably where they're gonna congregate. Yeah, probably like in Britain. Take a ferry point across. Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea to go up there. Actually, it might be a bad idea because if we get a war declared, we're all the way down here, or all the way up there, which can be quite dangerous. Speed's gonna get affected by the night there. As soon as it returns today, though, we'll be blazing forward here. Our scouting skill sucks. We need to definitely put some speed into scouting, or some points into scouting skill, because that does make your party move quite a bit faster, and especially with it being a percentage and not a flat speed increase. This game is all about stacking percentages. It really helps out a lot if you can stack up those percentages. And I think we'll go over to the Swaby side over here. Maybe towards the Dacians, towards Moses Castle here. All right. That guy has gotten another level. That is always good. Upgraded stewardship again. Basically, them just being able to lead larger parties is always going to be a good thing. Basically, no downsides. Now, do we go to the Dacian side? To the Byzantine side, or do we go to the Dacian side? That is the question. I think we'll go Dacian side. Play it safe here. And as you can see, my party size without any of those special troops in there is 209. So those special troops increase the party size by 100, which is pretty crazy. Tyler's gonna get another point here. Yeah, I think that will be good. Because they don't discard weapons or armor. 74, that would be a fight, but not really much of one. We could ditch the archers and fight 74. That would be kind of interesting, I think. Let's go ahead and try it. Let's ditch the archers here. Let's donate to the garrison. We'll grab a couple more Praetorians maybe if they're available. No Praetorians are available. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, we will go fight that party of 74 there with about 30 men. I think that would be quite... Just imagine I get captured, though. That would be quite embarrassing. I don't think it would happen, but you never know. We are getting a huge herding penalty right now, so let's go ahead and get rid of some of these horses. Yeah, Nassau, Step Horse, Darcy Horse. That's helping a little bit, but good lord, we are getting a big herding penalty. I know I'm basically like throwing away money, but we have 780k. I'm not really worried about it too much. Trying to find this party over here. There they are. All right, let's go take on 74 barbarians with 29 of our own. Oh shit. Okay. Dump the horses. Dump the horses immediately. Yeah, get rid of the fucking horses right away. And start getting rid of some of this food. So that we can lower our capacity. If you don't know why, I just spotted a pretty significant force over there of the old guard troops, and they may try to chase me down. Oh yeah, they want to chase me down. Okay. Do we still have a herding penalty? Yes, we do. We need to get rid of the herding penalty immediately. Yeah, we need to reduce the amount of horses we are carrying, and that should get rid of the herding penalty. Now we have an overburden penalty, so we need to reduce the amount of food we are carrying until that is no longer a thing. All right. That way we can outrun him. Yeah, he won't be able to catch us now. All right, now we can go fight these barbarians, though. So now it says it's much more in their favor. So we have about 30 troops confronting 74 here. This should actually get us some decent rewards here, I think. All right, let's go ahead and line these boys up here. Put them in a shield wall. We'll back them up behind the bushes there. Actually, we'll put them to the left here. That'll look good. All right, and if we do lose this fight, it's no real biggie. I can always retreat. We will tell them to hold fire here. All right, we will test the limits of the Praetorian Guard here today. It still says we have an overwhelming chance to win, but they do have about double our troops, so that will get us some decent renown rewards. I think I'm going to dismount and fight with them. I think that'll be the coolest way to do this. And if you don't know, it says emperors, stabbed emperors on their shields, 7. And it says dinars equal loyalty, or denarii equal loyalty, and a few other things as well. Serve the highest bidder. Pretty cool stuff there. All right, we'll tell them to fire at will, though. We'll go and throw our pilum as well. There we go. Tell them to engage now. That we basically equalized the fight there, though. All right, let's pull all our Gladius out here. And we still shouldn't lose any Praetorians, though. Yeah, these guys are just fucking elite, man. They just shredded through these guys. This is an elite bodyguard, though. You do have to remember that. They are an absolute elite bodyguard. Let's go ahead and charge there. We should be able to kill these guys with our Pila. Maybe not. All right, yeah. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to catch them there. That's going to be 10 renown only, which is a little bit unfortunate, man. I thought it would have been more. Maybe fighting a larger force. Of course, these are the Praetorian bodyguard. I mean, like, they're not going to lose against that small of a force. You know, they are used to guarding the emperors of Rome. As long as they pay them enough coin, of course. But yes, I think that is going to bring this episode to a close, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry it was a bit of a slow episode. I'll try to, I think I'm going to try to go for that pivot where we establish a new kingdom on the Irish Isles over there. And we will, the Emerald Isle over there. And then we'll go from there. I think that will be what we do. We are going to have to forfeit all of our fiefs to do so, but I think it will be okay in the end. But anyways, thank you to the channel members. Thank you to Tyler, Tobias, Walter, Moses, and Jared. And thank you to everybody else for watching. If you're still watching to this point in the video, I say a special thank you to you. And go ahead and leave me a comment and I'll reply to you. Ask me anything, you know? Anything that's not fucking weird, you know? Anything like that is normal, you know, normal question. But we will go ahead and head back towards Putavium here and we'll regain our army. And we will go on with 122. That is interesting. He's gonna take them on there. He should easily win that fight. Yeah, pretty easily. The AI does, like, it almost simulates the battles in a really weird way, but I mean, like, we would have lost like no men there fighting that, but he lost quite a few. Although it is good that he gained some points in leadership and stuff. But yes, I digress, guys. That will be the end of the episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay safe out there, as always, and peace out.